Why would anyone choose to spend 6 weeks away from home? 6 weeks away from family and friends. 6 weeks traveling more than 2,000 miles by bicycle. All to help people you don't even know. This is the story of the 2006 5 Points of Life ride.
In 1997, we had the first 5 Points of Life ride. This will be the 6th one. And the purpose of the ride is to raise awareness of the 5 ways in which people can help save other people's lives. And that's whole blood, apheresis donations, marrow donation, cord cell, and organ and tissue.
Beginning on the steps of the Canadian Parliament building in Ottawa, a core team of 9 riders set out for South Beach, Florida. All have connections to one or more of the 5 Points of Life.
8 years ago, my son Jesse was killed in a car accident over the 4th of July holiday, just a few blocks from our home. And we, after a few days, we determined that he was not going to live. And I asked the doctors and nurses there on the staff at the hospital if Jesse could be an organ donor. And so I found that he could, and he was, and my Jesse saved or enhanced the lives of over 60 people. So I'm very proud of my little hero.
The weather was a daily challenge for the riders. Sometimes it was bad, with the possibility of getting even worse.
If we get into any of this sunshine tomorrow, we'll likely go under a tornado watch, and we will be watching.
Rain wasn't the only thing that slowed the riders down. Sometimes wind was the culprit.
The last 2 days have been windy. It's been a little on the cool side, but the wind and the road conditions have really, I would say, beat us up, most of us on the team.
We had a very hard ride yesterday. Myself, Jim Heptinstall, and Gerard van Dijk, we managed to do most of the pulling into the strong headwind, and unfortunately it was a very long day as well, with a lot of dangerous trucking on the road. And well, we're standing here, nothing is wrong with us. It was a fantastic day out on the bike. It was really a stamina builder as well because of the strong headwinds. But the rest of the team, they did fantastically, and we're all here together in one piece.
The journey of the 5 Points of Life riders was anything but easy. It meant long hours of riding, hours of bike maintenance, as well as countless peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Still, the ride itself is only a means to an end. Community events held along the way helped energize thousands of people and attracted the media attention essential to spreading the message of the 5 Points of Life.
In 1999, I was fortunate to have received a heart, wonderful heart. I'm so proud of it, and I just feel for me, this is the only way I can contribute and give back for what I received, making people aware of organ donation, tissue donation, blood donation, and thereby saving lives like my life was saved.
There are long-standing ties between the 5 Points of Life ride and a sister ride in South Africa. 2 South Africans journeyed to Canada to participate in the 2006 ride. Harry McGriff of Gainesville, Florida, founded the 5 Points of Life ride in 1997. He is a tenacious advocate for the 5 Points of Life.
That's what it's about, and if we can save one life, it's worth it. And a lot of times we don't do anything until our family's involved, and then sometimes it's too late.
At the Clark Montessori School in Cincinnati, the riders got a quick course in how to play steel drums. They also discovered that cafeteria food hasn't changed all that much from back in their own student days. Cincinnati also marked the riders' first century, or 100-mile day. But when the riders reached the pickup point, some were a little short of 100 miles. A problem solved by a few laps around the parking lot of a strip mall.
That's 100.
It was 98.3 miles, so I was so close. And as a consequence, they said, well, we don't want you to go away, but if you can just do a few laps. So about 7 laps around that parking lot got me up to my 100. That was kind of fun.
One rider found a totally legal digital supplement to keep her going.
It has 250 songs on it. Isn't that great? And it's so little that it doesn't get in the way.
And does your iPod make you faster?
Yeah, I concentrate on the music instead of my pain.
Over time, the riders gradually became a team.
Watch the load. Gravel.
One that took care of its own.
My fellow riders have taught me so much, and I appreciate them for all of their help, because I realize now that when I came into the ride, I thought I knew what I was doing, but I was kind of clueless. But I'm not anymore. They've really helped me a lot, and I appreciate my mates so much.
Ortho Clinical Diagnostics is a longtime supporter of the national 5 Points of Life ride.
What Ortho has done is they selected 7 riders to participate in the ride this year, each rider riding roughly 1 week of the ride. And when one rider jumps off, the next rider jumps on.
In addition, special events took place at OCD facilities in the United States and Canada.
This is a part of who we are as OCD, and we play a significant role in delivering products that ensure the safety of the world blood supply. So this is right within our camp of what we focus on.
The day often started before dawn for the 5 Points of Life riders, a ritual they repeated for 7 weeks. A tireless support team kept the riders on the road. Their jobs included piloting the rider's support trailer, dubbed Big Belly. Just keeping Big Belly on the road was expensive. Then there was the sometimes exasperating daily task of checking the riders into a new hotel.
The biggest challenges so far have just been crossing the borders have been difficult a few times, so that was a new challenge to the 2006 team, as well as just getting the team dynamics together. I think this team is full of a lot of different personalities, a lot of very good personalities, and just trying to make sure everybody finds their niche and make sure that all the riders are comfortable with their day-to-day, and just keeping everybody on the road in the right direction has been a little bit of a challenge too, but that comes with any cycle tour.
You may never have heard of Greenville, South Carolina. Home to Furman University, it's a pretty community. It also holds a special place in the history of the 5 Points of Life ride. 15 different events took place in the Greenville area over a 30-hour period. The local blood bank, the Blood Connection, spent weeks preparing for the riders' one-day visit. For Rodney Ford, the only person to participate in every 5 Points of Life ride to date, it was an opportunity to once again talk about the desperate need to get people of color to embrace the 5 Points of Life.
My roommate is the heart recipient, and he tells me, I see him take his medicines every day, and, he's excited about the second chance of life. So, I try to encourage all African Americans and any ethnic minority groups who aren't as aware of how they can save lives that it can be done.
A down-home barbecue dinner ended the Riders' Day in Greenville. It was a day to be savored and celebrated.
Thank you very much.
With sweetened iced tea.
Wonderful reception, wonderful schedule. You guys did a fantastic job of keeping us busy today.
Yet, even as the sun set, preparations were being made for the next day. The riders passed through some very special places most of us will never visit. But they didn't have time to stop. Just one step ahead of autumn, much like the monarch butterflies they encountered along the way, the riders were compelled to keep heading south. They were motivated by stories of children like Sinclair Broadhurst.
Sinclair has something called diamond black fan anemia. She was diagnosed when she was 6 months old. For about 2 years, she was on steroid therapy. And the steroids did not work after about 2 years. So now she actually gets transfusions once a month.
Local riders from Johnson & Johnson's Vistacon division in Jacksonville joined the national riders at the Georgia-Florida border. The Goodyear blimp greeted the riders on their arrival in Pompano Beach, where a health fair was taking place at an area shopping mall. It was an opportunity to recruit blood donors as well as new members to the National Bone Marrow Registry. South Beach in Miami Beach was the final destination of the 2006 5 Points of Life ride. Nearly 2,000 people were waiting to greet the riders as they arrived at the annual meeting of the American Association of Blood Banks. One last time, the riders would tell their intensely personal stories.
And I don't mind telling you, I'm as nervous as a cat up here.
McGriff.
The final act was the award of a simple silver medal, a modest thank you for a job well done. One that the riders had approached one mountain at a time.
Well, I think the toughest one was one of the Smoky Mountains, where for 3 hours I ground up at 5 miles an hour. Everybody else was either vanned ahead or had made it on their own, and they were all standing at the top of this hill on this day and cheered me on when I arrived. That was my personal highest achievement.
I'm happy to be going home tomorrow after spending time away from the home and family for over 7 weeks. But on the other hand as well, it's quite sad. You know, we've bonded tremendously as a team over these 6 weeks. And it's going to be over in a flash. And I've had experience of this on the last ride as well. People don't really realize how hard it is just to get back into the normal swing of things at home. And that is the hardest for me, is just to say goodbye to everybody and just to have everything just disappear within a couple of hours.
When you're on that bike and you're riding, you have so much time to think. And I think through it all, there's a process that takes place that you do heal. You heal some of the pain that maybe you've been carrying for quite some time and you just never have had time to resolve it all. As you go out and help others, you know, that does heal.
In 2006, the 5 Points of Life ride touched, even saved, literally thousands of lives, thanks to the donor cards signed, blood donated, and those who for the first time learned about the 5 Points of Life, thanks to the attention the riders attracted. The roads the riders traveled were never easy, yet they did it not for money, not for glory, but out of love.